This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted to be joined once again by the realest man in boxing, Viddal Riley. How are you, Viddal?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. Very well. Just about got over the very, very late night I had on Saturday night, staying up with Tyson-Jones Jr. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see you in action, but we did see a fun night of boxing. What did you make of the show?
I think it was put together really well. When I saw it and saw how it was laid out and everything, I would have liked to do a ring walk over there. I would have enjoyed a little, fist pump up at Snoop Dogg and Adesanya and the rest. But, it happens. It happens, and you're destined. I'm destined for what I'm destined for. And it's just a bit delayed. So that's fine.
Absolutely. Let's start with the top of the card and work our way down. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. I think the general consensus is it was better than some had feared. What did you make of it?
I think it was a good fight. I think Jones, if there was a winner, I think he clearly won. Like, I don't understand this whole thing of Tyson winning. I watched the fight and I'm like, he didn't even really hit him. Like, Roy done what he done to James Toney. Same thing, just like in between clinches, done some work and then claims him. And a bit of work and then claims him. But unfortunately, that is how you can win a boxing match. And I think Lawrence does it. Lawrence Okoli does it. He lands and then he claims you. There's nothing you can do. You can't score no points. The last thing the judges have seen was a clean 1-2. And you win. So I think Roy was clearly the winner of the non-winning exhibition match. But from a standpoint of seeing two legends fight, that's the best it could have gone. That is actually the best it could have gone. And Roy would have boxed Tyson like that 20 years ago. So I think it was a good event. And if it was to happen again, after how this one went, I'd say that's fine. I think that's good.
I can maybe get you on that undercard.
Hopefully, but I don't know. Maybe Tyson might be pissed at me. I missed this one, so. But hopefully, yeah, I can get on the next one.
We're limited for time today. I do appreciate your time. Let's just quickly skate over the rest of the card. Jake Paul returned to action, now 2-0 as a professional fighter with his win over Nate Robinson. What did you make of the fight, Viddal?
What happened is what I expected to happen. I don't think Jake looked impressive. Not because I'm a hater, because I'm not, but if someone's running at you, literally running at you with no defense, and you can look at the ground for an overhand and knock them out, there's only so much level of applause you deserve, in my opinion. This doesn't show any boxing technique at all. Anyone out on the road could have done that. But he won. So we move on. 2-0, 2 knockouts. His record's better than mine.
Slightly different. I mean, a little bit of humility there from Viddal. Nicely done, anyway. After the fight, he was listing the names that he wants to fight next. He talked about Conor McGregor. He talked about JJ. He talked about.
He didn't say me, which I was waiting for. Because in the previous videos, he said that he'd fight JJ, then fight me. But after when he done the post-fight interview, I'm glad he didn't mention my name. I'm glad, because I like making easy money. And that would just be a ton of easy money.
I think it's fair to say that he's probably not going to call you out for obvious reasons. But where do you see him going next? Obviously, the fight that kind of is looming large in the background is him against JJ.
Yeah.
What's going to be the next move for him?
I think he will find somebody that he's fully capable of beating to take over in the meantime whilst the details are ironed out for him and JJ. I can't see him fighting anyone that's going to test him. He comes across as someone who, has an addictive personality, picks up things very quickly. Could say he's talented, actually, but the adversity side of things, he doesn't like to dabble in. So I can't see him putting himself up against it in the ring, under the spotlights, against someone who can make him look bad or hang around with people that can make him feel bad. So another knockover, and then hopefully the JJ fight is sorted by then.
Will that see your return to coaching?
Oh man, this is another thing everyone's on me about. I don't know. Honestly, Obviously, seeing JJ walk to the ring without me in the corner would be a weird feeling. I think I'd like to be a second, maybe, but I don't want to be a head coach again. Like, I want him to work with someone who is more experienced than me, but still have my presence just for comfortability. But I don't want to be a coach again.
I think he's probably not going to be short of a few offers. So I think having you as a second may be a
Yeah.
good thing. Moving on, as I said, we are somewhat pressed for time today. Talked about adversity. Now, somebody who faced some adversity on Saturday night is your old amateur teammate, colleague, whatever you want to call him, Daniel Dubois. Rival. There we go. That's what we like. Old amateur rival Daniel Dubois stopped in the 10th round by Joyce. Talk to me about the fight. You know both men very well.
Yes. Well, Joyce, listen, this guy is one of the most successful GB boxers of all time, which people seem to dismiss. The man won an Olympic silver medal, and he should have got gold, in my opinion. Should have been a gold. Olympic gold, European gold medalist, WSB, fought Usyk, fought Hrgovic, fought this one, fought that one. He's fought everyone, Tony Yoka. He's fought everybody that there is to fight in the heavyweight division as an amateur. And sparred with AJ week in, week out. Sparred with it's just, he's too experienced. That's what it boils down to. Daniel is very strong. He does hit hard. I can tell you firsthand. He does punch at the same time as you, which does make you reluctant of when to punch. But he's very easy to outbox. If you got enough IQ, you can outbox him. And Joyce pretty much beat him with one hand on Saturday. I was waiting for him to drop the right hand over more because I think he would have stopped Daniel in another way. But it turns out the jab was enough. Joyce explained that he's disciplined. If something's working, he will stick to it. And it did. He shut the eye. Daniel took the knee voluntarily. And he voluntarily got up when the ref said 10. That's how you know he quit. Because you know when the count is finished. And he got up as the count finished. He quit.
About the end of the fight, I mean, obviously it's a hot topic in the wake of Daniel's loss. Mm-hmm. Did that surprise you? You've known him through the amateurs. Were you surprised how the fight ended?
No. I wasn't surprised. I honestly, when one of my physio actually told me he put £100 on Daniel, I was like to him, why didn't you ask me? Like, I could have saved you your money. If Daniel won, I wouldn't have been surprised. But the fact that he lost, I wasn't surprised at all. It's just how he lost. Because I saw him go back to the corner. I could see the distress on his face. This is someone I've known for years. I've seen him lose before and I've seen him win before. And I could see his face in the corner. I'm thinking, this is the Daniel that's going to quit. But I thought maybe he wouldn't. Then when he took the knee, I thought, okay, he's at least going to get up from the knee. And then he didn't. And I was like, wow, like he really hasn't changed since we were kids.
What would you like to see next from him? Obviously, I think the general feeling is it is going to take a little bit of time, certainly mentally, to recover from the end of that fight. What would you like to see next for Daniel? And, of course, Joyce in victory.
Joyce, I'd like to see him against Chisora next, or Usyk. He's deserving of that fight. AJ's being a bit pressured now. He's got Usyk on him. He's got Joyce on him. This is good. This is what keeps the sport interesting. But I think he should fight Chisora or Usyk next. Usyk would say, why do I need to fight you? I want AJ. I've earned it. Joyce will say, well, you're in the way. Let's battle for it. And you know how boxing works. Technically, Usyk should be after Pulev for AJ, but it might not happen. But for Joyce, I'd like to see him in that fight. For Daniel, one thing, Daniel has lost many times as an amateur. Come back next season and won championships and progressed. He's not foreign to losing. Daniel's lost and had better seasons after losing. So I don't know, people shouldn't count him out, but they should just realize that there's a certain level that he is. And for him to get to world level, he's going to have to wait for certain people to pass in order to become a world champion. Daniel can become world champion. He's 23 years old as a heavyweight. People are going to vanish. Belts will become vacant. He can slip in, pick one up. Daniel, I still believe, will become world champion. But the current level, the generation right now that's above him, he can't beat those guys. He's going to have to go back down, wait, and then maybe you should have some showdowns, maybe fight like Fabio Wardley, someone like that, that's, Alan Babbage. That's his level. That's actually Daniel's level. And then see how he goes.
Okay, well, Viddal Riley, boxer, YouTuber, rapper, and also matchmaker now. So that's another one of my list. Always a pleasure catching up with you, Viddal.
Wait, one sec.
Okay.
I've dropped my headphones. Yeah, go on.
I was just about to say thank you very much, as always, for speaking to Boxing Social and giving me your time today. Look forward to catching up with you, hopefully sometime soon, face to face.
Yes.
But yeah, as always, real pleasure. The realest man in boxing, Viddal Riley. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.